My goodness, Monique, it's been long time. I did not see you. You disappeared like anything.
I'm
Since
sorry.
you got the OCMPR certification, you feel like you're top of the rank now. My goodness, where you been?
You know what, Cameron? It really has been quite an adventure since I did my OCMPR. I mean, do you remember, the things that we thought before we did our class and then what we actually found out from this program?
Yeah.
I'm curious. And actually, I should test you on this. Do you
Sure.
remember what OCMPR stands for, Mustafa?
Oh, that's a good question
Yeah,
you asked.
Yeah.
That's a tricky question you asked. Okay.
Yes.
Is it for real?
Yes, for real. What does
Yeah,
it stand
okay,
for?
yeah, it's really on top of my mind. So it stands for Organizational Change Management Practitioner.
Wow,
He
you
does remember.
It means that you take full courses.
He owed me $5. He did remember.
Only
Oh, sorry.
$5? My God.
Oh.
Okay, it's more than that.
Yes.
Ask her. Maybe she didn't know that.
Oh no, I think Saba knows.
Someone knows about it?
Absolutely.
Are you sure?
I cannot forget because I'm a recent graduate.
Oh,
Wonderful.
yeah, that's
Ask
why.
me a question.
That's why I can say that she's recent and she remembered at least 5 times too before coming to in this our
yes.
meeting also. So, what did you learn so far, Monique? I would say that because it's a great program and I have taken so many courses, but this is great. So, what do you think about it? How you explain to the other people?
You know what? Honestly, I had my own ideas as to what change management was,
Yeah.
but it was so much bigger than what I could have even imagined. One of my favorite things that I liked was about the impact assessment.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, we're just so focused on a specific goal and just getting it done
Yeah.
that we don't even realize there's so many people that are impacted,
Wow.
but not to the same degree. So
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
taking the time ahead of time to figure out,
Right.
who is most impacted,
Yeah.
it really helps you to be more effective and to get a better result.
That's a great, yeah.
Yeah.
Remember that we in the class that she was talking about this very important things, and you also mentioned about the. I remember that. Just give me.
I talk about like communication.
Communications, yes,
yes,
communication, yes.
Very important.
What? How do you explain about the communication? Why it's so important?
Well, after doing this program, I actually went on a secret mission to save the world that I cannot actually talk about over here.
Okay.
Yeah.
But back to the communication part.
Yeah.
For me, like communication is very important. I actually have a cue card over here that I would like to actually talk about.
It's
For
good
me,
that
like-
you have a cue card, otherwise you would forget.
Yeah.
You need
I
someone
was
to
very short
communicate.
man. I have very short man. So for me, like people usually ask me like, is communication change management? And I say no. Like change management actually is a very broader topic. You can think of it as an umbrella,
Wow.
and communication comes under it.
Yes.
So communication, it's not change management, but for me, what I learned from this program is communication needs to be aligned
Yeah.
according to its audience.
Wow.
Whether we are talking about in an organization, whether we are talking about top management
Right.
or the middle management or even the employees, it has to be aligned according to the audience. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I would definitely say that communication is really important because without communication, it's like a way to communicate change. Without having effective communication strategies that can be in the form of written, oral, it's really, really important. It's also important to understand your stakeholders
Yeah.
and
Oh,
how
yes.
they're
Yeah,
going
that,
to
that's
take
a good
your-
point that
yeah.
she raised about
Yeah.
the stakeholder.
Very important.
Remember, yeah.
So
So, what
how-
do you think about the stakeholder? Why it's so important?
I think stakeholders are very, very important in a way that because before coming into this program,
Yeah.
I did not have much idea about the change.
Yeah,
but
that's
when
true.
I
Yes.
took this program, it was really an eye opener for me. Okay, change is a huge thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And how organizations have to face different kind of resistance in order to adopt any kind of new technology or a new process. I was like, okay, it's just like this in a snap. You can get things done regarding
Yeah.
to the change. But it was, taking this program, it was really good understanding for me. And I think that regarding the stakeholder assessment, and I really get to know about different strategies that we can use in order to assess our stakeholder. And one of the most important thing that stood out to me was the mapping of the stakeholder.
Oh,
I was
yes.
like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
seriously,
Yeah.
can you map stakeholders
Yeah.
according to their level as well? And I feel like during the change management process, you know, in a game, you have to have a different person in order to make a complete picture.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
sometimes-
That's a good point. She
Yeah,
raised.
I
Yes,
wanted to
it's
give
very
this
good point,
analogy
yeah.
because sometimes I feel like we just focus on one person,
Yes.
like one stakeholder that
Right.
is, you know, our
Yes.
end stakeholder that is going to be involved or impacted during the change. But what
Yes.
about the other puzzles involving the different stakeholders? Because
Exactly.
unless until we are not going to put down all the puzzles together
Yes.
related to the
Yes.
stakeholders,
Yeah,
we are
yeah.
not going to make a complete
Yeah.
picture.
That's so true.
Exactly,
So
and
that-
sometimes it's been ignored also.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know that it's been ignored.
For sure.
And then you just mentioned about the alignment, and I learned. I mean, there's many things that I learned, but one of the thing is strategy and an alignment. Sometimes what happened that they ignore it. They make the strategy, but it doesn't align with the strategy. But sometimes it's very important to the communications, stakeholder, and your alignment. What you want to get it, and sometimes it's a neuroscience. The neuroscience is very important also.
Oh, yeah.
You know
The
that
cool stuff.
Exactly. And neuroscience, we always forgot about the neuroscience. Is
do.
change management is not something that is something that you force to get is to achieve it. It's not. It's
do
something
that,
that
for sure.
it's a process,
Right.
and you have to work together with the people. It's a people centric. I would say that.
I would
It's
like
a-
to just add to that because sometimes we are like, okay, we are going to change a process or might be a technology.
Yes.
But the thing is, we are dealing with humans. And
Human,
that's
exactly.
neuroscience.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
your emotions and
Yeah.
being emotional intelligent, it's really important that how you're going to understand people's emotion
Yeah.
and how you're going to tackle
Mm.
them to implement change successfully.
And
Yeah, so
sometimes-
tackling- yes,
yeah,
yes,
And
go ahead.
sometimes you
Sorry.
might even need to take a pause.
Yeah.
Depending on how intensely people are dealing with things.
Yeah.
But at least having the focus in mind of, okay, how are people actually dealing with it? How are they adjusting with it?
Yeah.
So you can make sure that you're not moving, say, at too fast of a pace,
Yeah.
but that it's really in line with what the people
And
need.
also,
when they
you know,
need it.
one thing that I also really stood out was the burnout process because sometimes
Yes.
people also burn out,
Burnout,
because of the workload, and then on top of it, you are going to implement a change.
Exactly.
Oh, yes.
You know, it's going to be so
It's a lot.
Yeah, think about it. Just like you change your house, and if I ask you to change your bedroom, and then it's same thing, but you're gonna ask me the first thing you're gonna ask why you want to change the
Yeah.
why you're asking me. It's a natural way that
Yes.
people ask, and we have to give them a transparent answer
Yeah.
that what is benefit for them, why am I changing it.
Yes.
So those are the things that is if aligned, and especially that I would say that the sponsor is very responsible for the change. He has to has something that is creating a vision
Right.
Yes.
what they want, and then there's so many companies that if you remember the Nokia is the the giant
yes.
company all
Yeah.
over the world.
I remember Nokia.
Yeah,
I had a Nokia phone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
now is Nokia.
Oh, yeah. It's not around anymore.
Exactly. It's Nokia.
No.
There's a Kia company came after
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
and now it's all over the
Nokia.
world.
Yeah.
But see, the Nokia is gone. It's nobody. If you ask the new generation about the Nokia company, like literally they don't know about
Yeah,
it.
it's an alien term for them.
It's an alien term for them, and also BlackBerry. She was asking about
You
the
mean
blueberry.
blueberry?
Yeah, she was asking about the blueberry, but I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
It's a BlackBerry company.
Yeah.
Shh. So she thought that's a blueberry. I said yes, blueberry grows also in Canada, but
Yes.
I'm talking about the BlackBerry.
Yeah.
And BlackBerry is company. It was one of the renowned company,
Yes.
and you see that it's gone.
Yeah.
Nobody knows
They
about it.
couldn't keep up with the change.
Exactly.
My guess is that they didn't have someone with the OCMPR to help them
Right.
to navigate through
That's a
those
$1
changes.
million point.
So,
Yeah,
Yes.
That's $1 million.
so that way they would still be here and they
Yeah.
would still be able to keep doing what they were doing.
Yeah.
But if one thing that's inevitable is change.
Change.
Like that's
Exactly.
the only thing we know change is going to be inevitable. It's just a matter
Yeah.
of how are you going to navigate it in the best way that you can get the result that you're after, but still, of course, taking into consideration how people feel about change. Some people will resist it with everything that's in them, and
Right.
some people readily like embrace it. So I really love the framework that's in place. And I mean, we're just looking at a couple different things, but
Right.
it was so like inclusive of so many different things.
Yeah.
I really felt like it was a roadmap
Yeah.
that could literally show us how to go step by
Step by step,
to
exactly.
implement change successfully. Did you
Yeah.
find that as well?
Of course, yes, a roadmap. Because when I go to from here to any places,
Yes.
we make a plan.
Right.
Like if
Yes.
you even if you're driving, you make a roadmap
Exactly.
and the time and then what's gonna happen.
Absolutely.
So it's the same thing with apply in the organization. If we have a roadmap, so we have a clear path that how we gonna execute it. But there is this, but I tell you one thing also.
Yes.
There is a hiccups also.
Yes.
Sometimes we have to stop it.
Of course.
We have to see
Yes.
what the situation. Just like when you're driving and then there's some problem. So we have to stop it. This is construction, or maybe there is something other thing also.
Yeah, one
Yes.
thing also came to my mind because we are talking about the organization in the past, like Nokia. We talked about that. So how we are going to frame things in the future as well, because AI.
Oh
No,
yes,
yeah,
that's a big one.
exactly.
Yeah,
That's a big question
one.
that
Yeah,
is.
Yes.
so how
It
we are
sounds
going-
like that she learned a lot in
Yeah.
OCMPR.
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
It sounds like
I think
that.
she
I
was
think
the
so.
topper.
She was
Yes.
the, I
If
don't
I'm
know
not
for the
mistaken.
topper, but at least she learned something
Yeah.
from there and she's using it.
I was focusing all the time. It's not like my mind was somewhere else and I was
Yes.
just listening.
Yeah.
I was paying attention because now I feel like we are talking about the past. So what about the future?
Yeah.
How the
Yes.
AI is
Yeah.
going to create that kind of a disruption
Yes.
into our organization. So how we are going to implement the strategies, the
Yeah.
things we used into the future as well.
Yeah, and the AI is
Yeah.
going to make such an impact on companies here, especially because, people may be concerned that, if something is implemented, then they might lose their jobs and then they might resist things even more. But AI is definitely something huge. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And there's some companies now that fully are embracing literally AI employees. So not just doing some simple things here or there, but literally fulfilling a complete role that a person would take. So I thought that was really interesting.
That's
Yeah.
very
No,
good.
that's
Excellent. I would say that. And it's good to see you, all of you. And then definitely we will keep in touch. And
Yeah.
we will
for sure.
definitely, we learn a lot. You know what? It's a rehearsal. It's a very good thing that we
Yes.
learned.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
definitely
So
if you
glad we
need
got
anything.
to take that
Exactly.
program for sure.
Yeah,
so-
And next time, Cameron is paying for the coffee. So
Okay,
she's-
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So there
Thank
you
you
go.
for the
Thank
you for the coffee.
And don't forget the bagels.
Yeah, with cream cheese.
Yeah.
She's ordering now.
Well,
Okay. We'll
I'm
see you
happy
next
girl.
time. Thank you
Yes.
so
Thank
much.
you.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Again.
Bye.
See you again.
All right. Okay.
Yes.
Bye.